3 years, 11 months, and 17 days left, Wikimaniacs. Reddit on Wiki starts right now.
Get therapy.
I'm not ready.
Get therapy.
Welcome to another Monday Reddit Readings episode, and welcome to the first episode of February. Fitting that the shortest month is hosted by your favorite short king, the Punny Pinoy John, and as usual, I'm joined by my favorite boys, Josh and Sean. What's up, brothers?
What's up? Was that
That was a
countdown?
depressing intro.
Yeah, was that countdown to the end of the world, or what are we looking at here?
Or some say the start of the new world.
Okay,
You let us know, Wikimaniacs. What do you think that countdown is?
I don't know. I forgot what the number is already. So
I also forgot. Oh, I actually have written down 3 years, 11 months.
Oh, 3
and
years.
17
Okay.
days.
yeah, I understand what that's for then.
Mm.
And then
Okay.
Obama's back, baby.
Third term.
Now, did you see they worded it specifically so Obama couldn't do it?
Jesus Christ.
I
They
want him
said
back.
Only presidents that served 2 terms, but not consecutively.
You fucking.
Can
Okay.
go for a third.
All right. Well, before we get into it, Wikimaniacs, for this month on Reddit on wikishop.com, we have that's the beauty of a gaycation merch. So surrender your cash because that will go to a good cause because 50% of all sales will be donated to the Trevor Project. Again, that's Reddit on wikishop.com. Also, if you like what we do, if you want ad-free episodes, bonus stories, extra content, extra live streams, Tuesdays, if you're into that shit, Sean, become a patron or YouTube member. Links are going to be on the description. And lastly, we now have video on Spotify. So if you want to see our handsome and beautiful faces, go on Spotify, check us out there. But also like and subscribe to this channel if you're on YouTube. Boys, anything before we hop onto these stories today?
Go Chiefs.
Wait, when does it come out? Oh, yeah, it's Super Bowl
Yeah,
week
yeah.
now, right?
Oh,
We're
yeah,
1
Super
week
Bowl.
away from the three-peat taking place, and I couldn't be happier.
Wow, you said that with such gusto.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Can't wait to see Mahomes.
Who do you think Jason Kelsey's cheering for?
Oh, the Eagles.
I think he's cheering for Travis to have a great game, but also the Eagles to fucking avenge that one loss he had with them.
So
I know his wife is definitely going Eagles.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So ideally, Travis Kelsey gets like 3 touchdowns, but they still lose or something like that. That's
That
what
would
he's
be
hoping
great.
for. Okay.
Love that.
Maybe break a playoff or a Super Bowl record receptions or touchdowns, but
Yeah.
still lose.
Okay.
Still lose.
All right. I'll hope for that.
Yeah.
I can't say anything or I'll ruin the jinx.
So
You should have worn
boys,
a ref's jersey today.
like a pinstripe. You should have just done it, bro.
I don't think I own that.
You gotta get one
I have
for
no
next
reason
Friday.
to have that.
Yeah, for next Friday's episode, you got to do it, brother.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Or
see.
if they win, you have to buy one.
Mm.
And they will. My Chiefs kingdom.
So, like Josh, all the stories today are going to be from goats. I swear to God, we didn't plan this.
Whoa.
I do have 4 stories. It's kind of a sandwich. So we're going to start off with a nice foundation, but the toppings, or the toppings and the meat in the middle, they
kind of bread.
Kind of a brioche, like a nice
Ooh.
brioche bun, buttery
Soft.
brioche bun.
Like it.
And then
But-
just shit in the middle. Is that what you're saying?
Ooh, it's all Sean rule in the middle, baby.
Oh no.
God.
And then
So
A
it's-
sloppy Joe with brioche.
So it's underage cheese. Is that what you're saying?
possibly, and then
Fuck.
the top bun. It's also, I don't know what the top bun is gonna be.
It's a shoe.
It's a shoe, basically. It's basically like the what's it called? What's the SpongeBob Krusty Krab, but like really bad, the expired one?
Chum bucket.
Chum bucket. There
Oh
you go.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, boys, ready to hop on to the stories today.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
Okay, first story of the day. It's going to be from one of our goats, a solid Ashford. The title of this story is My Coworker Broke Up with Her Boyfriend, and it is because of my husband and I.
Okay. I'm a
I say
little.
not the. Oh wait. Yeah,
I'm not
we're
the
not doing that.
asshole. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm gonna confidently go in with that.
Sounds like what we've done. So
What we've done? Oh, like given good, hopefully good
We've-
advice.
we've given advice y'all's decision on if it's good or bad. And people have responded, yeah, I broke up with my spouse because I
They were a
didn't
piece
like
of
the
shit.
way I was treated.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm also leaning that.
We've done this.
Okay. All right. Story goes as this. As the title says, my coworker broke up with her boyfriend of many years because of my husband and I. Despite how it sounds, this is a positive story and something I did not even realize was happening. So, Sean and Josh,
Nailed
you
it.
got it right, baby.
Mm.
For some context, my husband and I work at the same company, though we are in slightly different departments. We have the same shift and normally get to take lunch together and interact frequently throughout the day. We always maintain work appropriate behavior with each other while on the clock, though if it is slow, we'll occasionally have more friendly interactions. This is like Dwight and Angela
Whoa.
fucking banging it out.
No, it sounds more like Jim and Pam than Dwight and Angela.
I would rather you be Dwight and
Banging it out in the warehouses.
What due to a contract that they have
Mm.
to get her pregnant.
My coworker, I'll call her Mel, fake name, started working with us almost a year ago. She is very sweet but seemed very shy and sensitive. We originally worried she wouldn't work out because it was incredibly difficult to give her corrections. Even saying something like, "Oh, you wouldn't know this, but this client will always request this incorrectly, and what they really need is this process." And she would have to excuse herself to the bathroom because she'd start to cry. I now know this should have been a red flag, but the only relationship abuse I'd seen personally had been physical, and while that could have been happening too, I never met her boyfriend and never saw any bruises.
Mm.
So, about 2 months ago, she told us she had moved, and though I didn't pry, I could hear in her conversation that she was not including her boyfriend in the process. I stayed quiet though, and I had my suspicions and watched her come out of her shell. She was smiling more. She became less sensitive and seemed overall so much happier. I didn't ask or question it, but simply enjoyed working with her in a better overall mood. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had a lull at work and she started opening up to me. Instead of banging around the warehouse, bro, we fucking Mel, what are you doing? Stop talking to me. Mel confirmed she had left her boyfriend and that it had been a long time coming. But it was because of my husband and I that she finally decided relationship wasn't healthy and she deserved better. It's awesome.
Yep.
Nice.
Mel told me that she watched how we behaved with each other and initially just thought we were a unique couple with a strange personality. But we never yelled even when we disagreed and worked together to find solutions. I gotta say, that's what
She was watching them in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Banging it out.
What positions you want? No, not like that.
No.
Have you ever tried this one?
You ever tried this one?
And it wasn't just exclusively us. Our other coworkers had similar reaction to us when mistakes came up and disagreements happened. No one screamed or called each other stupid. We searched for solutions and expressed concerns, and no one cried. She told me she had also been afraid to see us drink alcohol because she was afraid we'd turn into lunatics. And obviously, no one turned belligerent, and that she seemed very unsettled. Again, no one asked because it's none of our business and just assumed she had a bad history with alcohol, which was true. She told me that on multiple occasions she had to search for her partner at 3 a.m. because he was sloshed somewhere and would berate her on the phone and also on the car ride back to their home.
Fuck.
And for so long, she worked from home. She didn't know what normal human reactions were supposed to look like. She was very grateful to be able to watch my husband and I interact, how we never talked poorly of each other and only shared our healthy expressions of love. It helped her recognize she deserved better. I was very flattered and humbled to hear that my indirect actions helped her search for something better for herself. I wasn't even aware that my husband and I even had that level of effect on my coworkers.
What the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna say even less guilty of breaking up a relationship than us, because we very directly are like, fuck them. This was just like a good expression, like just a good example
healthy
of a
relationship.
Yeah, of a loving relationship, as opposed to just it's not you two being like, you need to fucking get rid of that guy, which is what we.
I mean,
do
I'm sure they would have
sometimes.
said that had she come to them for
Had
advice.
they known,
But
the full-
or yeah,
the
had they
context
known.
that we usually get with stories.
Yeah.
maybe.
But literally not your fault.
Yeah.
But it's
Don't blame yourself.
well,
I mean,
blame yourself because it's a good thing that happened.
thank yourself.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back.
Go on a date to celebrate it. Actually,
Hell yeah.
glad she's out of that. Sounds like she's much healthier in her workplace and everyday life, which just goes to show like how much effect a poor relationship can have on your day-to-day mental health, especially when they're that shitty, like
Mhm.
berating you at 3 a.m. because they're drunk. Obviously not healthy. So yeah, I'm glad she's in a better spot, and it seems like her life and work are thriving because of it.
I was gonna say, Sean usually says this. When it's a positive story, there's not much to
There's
that.
not a lot to say. That's how I feel.
So
Yeah.
I'll save you for that, brother. I've got some comments here, and I think you guys will appreciate this. So Sire Kalat put, that's absolutely wonderful, but I'd say she broke up with her shitty boyfriend because of her. She
Mhm.
previously didn't know any better, thought her abusive relationship was normal. When she found new information, she took the drive to act on it. She deserves insane credit for this, and I hope you tell her so. An awful lot of people in her situation won't demand better, won't make the change, so she deserves a lot of credit for her actions, which is absolutely true. She found
Yeah.
inspiration in someone, but at the end of the day, she's the one that mustered the courage to end that shitty relationship.
Yeah.
It's so tough to hear that there's a lot of people in like similar situations. I'm like, that's
Mm-hmm.
it sucks so bad. Like I assume that's just years of like
Trauma.
abuse,
or-
manipulation, never seeing like a healthy relationship,
Mhm.
and that's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm glad that one, OP was a good example on that. Two, like what that comment said is that Mel was brave enough to actually go through with it.
Yeah.
And then other people also add additional comments. Reddit pretty much draws attention to a huge issue with online representation of relationships. Reddit is a place people turn to when things start breaking and they can't or don't communicate with their partner. Remember, survivorship bias, and don't let it get you down. Those of us in happy, healthy, loving, supportive, and stable relationships don't post because there's nothing to post about. Most Reddit posts and issues stem from the same thing that would solve them: communication.
Yay.
Although money is the most important part about marriage, if you know, you know. Working on our ability to communicate with others is one of the fundamentals when it comes to having healthy relationships. And most posts show a failure of clear communication. So good luck with your relationship, and don't let the online representation overwhelm you.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
great. I mean, it is true. Like Reddit is mostly either exaggerated stories or bad stories that we hear. You
Yes.
very rarely hear the nice ones where it's like, hey, me and my partner live a happy, healthy life, and the
That's
end.
boring.
And if they are, they're one paragraph long.
Yeah, and they're at the bottom of Reddit because no one upvoted it.
People want drama, you know?
Yeah.
People do want drama.
Yeah.
Our oops all happy episodes don't do well, right?
They don't do well, unfortunately. One happy story every now and then does well, but
Yes.
oops, all
Yeah.
happy? Absolutely.
But a
not.
whole episode of happy.
People are
All
fucking
right.
sick.
Dude, what the fuck is this?
What is this?
All right, next story. This one is kind of a doozy, boys. So
Here
we
buckle in. And this one is from r/best of Redditor updates, cross posted by Strawberry Bunny.
Ooh.
This guy is good at charades. Look at
Yeah,
him.
I saw a little buckle in, fucking little drive.
I can do it now that Spotify can see us.
Whoa.
All right, so story goes as this. Whoa, what are you doing?
What do I do with my hands now?
Please buckle in because this is all so weird. I'm a 35-year-old man, and for some backstory, my dad died when I was 19, leaving my mom with me and my two siblings. And they put, I'm the oldest. It took some time, but eventually my mom started dating again. We don't live together per se, but our houses back onto each other and have a gate, so it's pretty common for her to offer to do my laundry, or me just go over for dinner or go look after our dog, that kind of stuff. Plus, me and my siblings go over there for dinner every other Friday night or so. A bit after she started, the men she's been dating have been getting younger and younger, and I've never had a problem with them. She's been very open to me and my siblings that she wants to get married again, and we've always been supportive. At least after the initial shocks, lol. The latest guy is by far the most serious, and they've been dating since around last June? ?
He's my best friend from high school.
He proposed at the start of autumn, and they want to get married next summer. Again, me and my siblings are fine with this because it's her life and we trust him. He's a nice guy and they clearly love each other. But anyway, so long and short is this weekend, her fiancé, let's call him Phil, calls me and asks me if I could come over. I say, yeah, sure, I'll be over after work, and I assume he just needed help with some DIY stuff like they're doing. When I get over there, he calls me sport and says, we need to talk. I should mention this is something he does to me and my little brother, calling us things like kid, sport, scout, little buddy, or my
35. That's fucking insane.
or my
Wait, OP's 35?
Yes, he's 35 years old.
He has his own house. He's living by himself.
Calling us things like kid, sport, scout, little buddy, or my personal favorite, calling us red and blue seemingly out of nowhere.
What?
My brother is 30, by the way. So 35 and a 30-year-old.
Oh my God.
He tried with my little sister, 28, too once and called her princess,
Oh.
but he stopped when she just stared at him. So thing with Phil is that he reminds me a lot of Charlie Day's character in Horrible Bosses, in that his sole ambition has always been to meet a girl, get married and have a family. And when he told me about my brother my brother made some joke about how maybe our mom's going to come short on the last part. And he got very upset, but they made up after. Anyway, so I go around and ask if my mom around, and he said, if my mom is around, and he says, no, it's just him and that we really need to talk man to man. I say, sure. And he starts talking about how he's always wanted to be a father, etc., and raise a son to call his own. And then he drops this bombshell by saying, now, I know I can never replace your father, the man who made you, but it would mean the world to me if you could call me dad.
Oh. Fuck.
I'll admit it. I snickered a little, and then I knew he was serious because he looked like he was about to cry. And he didn't drop it either. I asked if he really meant it, and he got really emotional and started talking about what it means to be a man and how his purpose is to have and provide for a family, and he wants me and my siblings to be part of that family. Like, he reiterated he'll never replace my father, but he's ready to step up and be my dad and provide for and protect me and my siblings.
You're talking about a
35.
35-year-old man.
I provide for my own family.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine someone talking to you like that, John, right now. Like any of us, actually, because he talks to a brother like that. So between 30 and 35.
I'd be like,
Fucking-
bitch.
like, excuse me?
I know I'm built like a fucking 8-year-old, but I'll fucking punch you in the face if you talk to me like this. And I'm just sat there thinking, dude, I'm a decade older than you, and you live in a separate house.
What the fuck?
He's 25!
I told you it's a Sean Rule sandwich, but
He's 25!
Oh my God.
He called a woman 3 years older than him princess.
I would have slapped the shit out of him.
I don't need providing for, and even if I did, I don't think a guy a third of my age who works part-time at the hardware store and is into collecting manga is the man to do it. Hey, yo, chill on the manga part though. Like that's just tight. Low key.
I mean, yeah.
No offense if you are into that, LOL. Just, I don't know. I was a bit taken aback. I was in shock, so I said, okay. And he gets emotional again, but in a happy way, talking about how he wants to go camping.
No way you're really meaning okay. There's no way. If a 25-year-old came up to me and said, I'm your papa now, I'd be like, no, you're not. No, you're fucking. You shut your goddamn mouth.
Daddy?
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
I'm torn because I'm both like, his mom is clearly taking advantage of someone so much younger, but I'm also like, this dude's insane for being like, you're calling me dad now. It's fucking, both of these things are true, and I hate the both of them.
How are y'all all okay with? I mean, because what is going on?
They're like, mom, what the fuck?
He did say in the beginning, like the people that a mom is dating has been getting younger and younger every time. So.
Yeah, but I was like, maybe she's 50 dating 38 or something like that. You know what I mean?
No, full ass 25-year-old, bro.
Damn.
And then when did they meet? Did they say when they met?
He almost under a year ago, so he would have been 20. It could have been
22,
24.
24, yeah. I was in shock, so I just said, okay. And he gets emotional again, but in a happy way, talking about how he wants to go camping or go to a baseball game.
Sounds like you're his dad.
And how he joined the Lions this year and how he wants to bring me into it too. And then put as his boy. It sounds like a baseball club.
I'll say, is this motherfucker in the NFL?
Maybe. Who's that? Wait, isn't there an NFL player who dating someone very like older? Or
There's a NBA player on the
NBA
Rockets.
player. That's what it is.
Shout out Jalen Green. He's dating a fucking 42-year-old. He's 22.
Jesus. So that's that guy.
He joined the Lions this year, and how he wants to bring me into it too as his boy, which just feels so surreal because again, I'm 10 years older than this guy. Well, I ended it by just saying, this has gotten a bit too weird, and I was going home. He got very upset, and I left, called my brother, and he agreed it sounds weird as fuck. Later, my mom called me, and she wasn't disappointed, but admitted it's made him very upset and depressed. I told her that if he's embarrassed, he doesn't need to be. I get he's excited about the marriage, and we can just laugh this off as a funny story. She then said that wasn't what he was upset about. He is upset about the fact he poured his heart out, and I rejected him. She said, yeah, it is a bit kooky, but this is how he proves himself he's a man. And I guess I was a bit angry and said something like, first off, it's not my job to certify what's between his legs. And second, this doesn't prove he's a man. It just proves he's a nut job. I apologized immediately, but she said she didn't want to hear it and hung up. She called back 10 minutes later and we apologized and she begged me to just go along with it until he has some kids to call his own.
Never, ever would I call this 25-year-old dad.
No. I won't go too much into the details here, but she sort of let slip they plan to try IVF treatment because she's not ready to give up on being a mom just yet. And while I have my own thoughts about whether or not that's a good idea, I'm not here to litigate on that. We finished up fine, and I reiterated I'd support her, and she agreed that it was definitely a stressful situation for me, but begged me to at least think about it, which leads me to here. I did think it over, and obviously I'm going to say no. I had a dad and he died, and that's the only dad I've ever needed, I've ever wanted, and I'll ever bestow that title on. I'm not asking if someone's unreasonable or what I should do, more so what I should say. This clearly means a lot to him for some reason, and I deeply love my mom, so I want to try and minimize the damage, especially as if we're still so involved in each other's lives and they live behind me. How can I make it clear to them as painlessly as possible that I think this is weird and borderline offensive? I really don't want to rip the Band-Aid off because I fear what it might do to the family.
I think you should rip it off. They should not be together.
It should be normalized.
Your mom should not be going through IVF. I don't think that's
Your mom should also not be dating a 25-year-old.
Yeah. Also,
crazy.
25-year-old. Obviously, no, illegal. I mean, technically legal, but when y'all met, that's a grooming situation.
Yeah.
2, I don't know if y'all should be doing IVF if he, doesn't have like a great paying career yet. 3 is 1. Again, why are you dating it?
Refer back to point 1.
Refer back to point 1. Yeah.
See the Venn diagram of the Sean rules. This shit's fucking weird.
This shit's bad.
Yeah.
I can't believe and then if your mom gets mad, then you got to be like, you're lucky that we're all still talking to you for fucking robbing the goddamn cradle with this one.
Yeah.
You don't think that we think it's weird that you're dating a 25-year-old? And then you want us to call him? Are you crazy? You're lucky that we're still fucking cool with you.
You're lucky I talked to him.
Yeah, you're lucky I talked to you.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I'm torn here because I'm like, you should this is not okay. He's a dumbass, but he's also a groomed dumbass, it seems like. So it's like, I don't know, I'm torn between what was crazier in this story, but I think you should sit down with your mom, with your siblings, and be like, Mom, you should not be marrying or dating a 25-year-old. They are not in the same place in life. He clearly wants kids. I think it's probably insane for you to want them right now. She's probably what?
In her 50s, at
late
least?
50s at least, probably later. And it's just probably not a good idea. You know what I mean? You have us as your children. Maybe date someone older
to your age,
than us, at least.
Yes.
That should be the bar. You know what I mean? There's tons of guys who are available out there above that age that would fit your lifestyle better and wouldn't feel like you're taking advantage of them.
Even a 30-year-old I'd be okay with. You know what I mean? I wouldn't love that I'm older than them, but at least not right. Not at 24.
It feels like their brain would be at least fully developed and not expect you to call them dad. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, you need to date someone that's at least in a career, not freshly out of college, university, and yeah.
Oh, 28. Oh, fucking.
Sean's bargaining. He's just like, for the love of God.
Because I'm like, oh God, this just feels so like
fucking weird.
And I mean, roles reversed, we'd be chopping too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We'd be
absolutely.
super chopping. So
I mean, I would say the exact same thing if it was a dad doing this to a
like, what are you
25-year-old
doing, buddy?
woman. I'd be like, yeah, you should sit down with your father and be like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, you motherfucker. Look at you
Leo.
taking a college job, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you need to have a serious conversation with your mom and direct her in the right direction because this is
absolutely
insane.
Yep, completely agree. So this was a long post, and they did have some relevant comments, but I'll leave it to the Wikimaniacs to read that. But there are 2 updates on this story.
There's updates.
Not gonna lie, they chopped on this dude a little bit. The next updates kind of gets a little funny, so we'll hop into that. So they posted an update. It goes as this. I told both my siblings and we agreed we'd collectively put our foot down with Phil at our next family dinner next week, especially after an incident where Phil referred to my brother as sport. Again, the brother is like 30 years old.
He's 5 years older.
Yep, and asked if he wanted to go see a baseball game with him. Admittedly, I was a bit spurred on by
you
what
want
you
me
all...
to pay?
Yeah.
Are you asking me?
You want to go? I'll take you.
And Reddit kind of got a little petty on this one, and you'll hear it.
I mean, he is a dumbass, but I am also like, he is still like
a person,
groomed.
you know? Yeah.
Being taken advantage of. Like he's in a position where no 25-year-old should be put in.
Yeah. Admittedly, I was a bit spurred on by what you all said and got involved, pinging him back with, "Aw, no tickets for me, daddy." And my brother responded with, "Daddy wants to meet all to himself. Hot."
Oh,
winky
God.
face.
All right, I think you might be the asshole.
That's what I said. I'm like,
This is
hey, yo,
bullying.
they fucking went in. And Phil took a few minutes to respond for saying he was shocked, speechless, and disgusted. And which, I mean, that's fair. That's kind of fucked up.
So funny though.
It is hilarious as fuck. He then messaged me in private to say he was utterly appalled and that he'd never disrespect his own father the way you boys did.
You're not my dad.
And to which I go back, it's like, you know what? Kind of warranted.
Yeah.
I kind of lost it at this point and said, right, that's because you're not my father, Phil. You're a 24-year-old man-child dating
24?
my mother. They're actually 24.
Confirmed illegal.
Oh no.
You have no right to my respect, especially not the respect a father gets. And I immediately said sorry, but then blocked his number and left the group chat. Apparently, he sent a similar thing to my brother, who responded with more daddy stuff, and Phil blocked him.
I do still think their anger and
Is
bullshit is misdirected. And
Yeah,
it should be
it should
directed
be
at the
at
To
mom.
the mom, absolutely.
She is putting them all in this situation for being a fucking creep.
Honestly, I would be that kid. Be like, Daddy, can you go buy me tickets?
Oh, I have no idea. No doubt you would be that kid.
I will say also this, and this may be my 90-day fiance stuff. He also could be taking the. He doesn't have a great job. He could also be
Possibly.
like, oh, this 50-year-old, got it made.
Yeah.
But also, if that was the point, I don't think he'd be driving home this daddy part.
Yeah,
so hard.
he is also being over the top and weird.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think
Everyone
he'd be,
sucks in this scenario.
Yeah. If he was just in
Especially
it for
the
the
mom.
money, I don't think he'd be doing the daddy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, that aside, I don't think that family dinner is going ahead. After the original post blew up, it seems someone from his Lions Club found it and reported to their chair or whatever, and Phil has either been expelled or resigned or in the process of one of the two.
Damn.
Why though?
I have no clue.
What has he done?
I mean, he just wanted to bring his
His adult, not
adult
son.
kid.
Not son.
Not son, yeah. He has removed nearly all mentions of the Lions from his social media and no longer mentions being a member, with his last post on it being some cryptic goodbye post where he kinds of drones on about what it means to be a man in the modern day and the duty of fatherhood bestowed on all men at birth. Really
Okay.
weird shit. My mom called me half in a panic, half in a rage after about the stuff I'd been telling about him before breaking down and saying we need to meet, which we did and got my brother to go over too. I know he has temporarily moved back in with his parents in the next town over, but from my understanding, they still want to go ahead with the wedding. But I think that's more so because they've already spent money on it.
That's not a cost sunk fallacy. Is that what it is? Sunk cost fallacy?
Something like
That's
that.
insane for this reason.
When she said she was determined to have more kids, my brother did step up and asked if she really thought that was a good idea at her age. And I pointed out that assuming she had the baby next year and she lived to 80, they still wouldn't have finished college.
Bro.
That's wild. She just stammered on about how people live longer these days before breaking down crying and admitting she's not ready to give up on mothering due to some deep-seated trauma and fears about the family breaking apart that I won't go into for her sake. When we reassured her that we weren't going anywhere, she calmed down and we had a very good honest conversation where she's agreed to drop the IVF stuff on the grounds that it'd be too expensive and unlikely to get greenlit, and has agreed to look into fostering instead. Me and my brother highly doubt anything will ever come of that, so we're not that worried anymore. The very good news is she's also agreed to look into therapy / psychiatric
Thank
help.
fucking God.
I know, right? Them flaming dude aside, like, so far, good advices. And good way of handling things.
Yeah.
Although that shit was fucking comedic, though. Psychiatric help to deal with her trauma, and we've helped get her in touch with a nice lady in town to unpack all this in a more healthy way. So at least one person is getting the help they need. I have no idea what's happened with Phil or what's going to happen with him, but I did make it clear to my mom that he is not my dad. He's not even my stepdad. I'm not a kid, and he's never going to be either one outside of legal fuckery. She relented pretty quickly, and we've agreed that if things go ahead, that's going to be a huge red line, though I don't know if he'll want to be friends with me after all this. Laughing my ass off. Anyway, thanks for the help on the original post, y'all. And then very last update. Edit. Bit of an update as I can't respond to everybody, but I think the marriage is off.
Thank fucking God.
Phil has gone AWOL again and has had a huge argument with his family as they've demanded he call off the wedding and date people his own age.
Yes.
There goes Sean. Where are the parents?
There's the parents.
There are the parents.
Finally.
This apparently made him snap. Me and my mom have met his mom and older brother who said Phil is very insecure around girls his own age and has never been able to talk to them. Hence, his preference. This very deeply upset my mom, and after some begging from all of us, she has agreed to push the wedding back, though she wants to keep dating him. I have no idea where Phil is, though his brother assumes he's couch surfing with his D&D friends who have been sending me and my brother some not nice messages because
Bad
clearly
look for D&D, unfortunately.
Oh, and this is gonna be even a worse look, brother. He's couch surfing with his D&D friends who have been sending me and my brother some not nice messages because clearly we're just jealous of the MILF hunter.
Jesus Christ.
If any of you
subclass.
if any of you socially inept fucks are reading this, I don't need to chase middle-aged folk because I can talk to boys my own age like a normal person. Peace. That was the final update.
Okay. I had a few thoughts in there. The previous one where she was just like, I'm not ready to not be a mom. I was like, oh, so you're dating so young to feel like you're a mom again is what it seems like to me. I'm glad she's going through therapy to work that out.
Yeah, because it sounds like you don't want a part.
Yeah, you want
You
someone
sound
to
like you
mother,
want a baby.
Yeah.
which is either your partner or an actual baby. So yeah, still a predator, still fucking weird. I'm glad she's going to therapy to figure that out. I feel your kids should have probably stepped in and demanded that earlier, but
Yeah, I fear that y'all should really talk to her and not kind of talk her out of dating until she kind of figures out the weird mother stuff out.
yeah.
You know, aka ruin another person's life, maybe.
And then Phil sucks ass for, it sounds like being like a red pill fucker. So,
Yeah, he definitely needs help, bro. Like for him to like, spew all that and the fucking how to be a father, being a man is this and that. It's like, no, it seems like you need to sit down with a professional, brother.
but I can't talk to women my own age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you need to
Come
figure
on.
out like some of your deep insecurities and some of the things that are bothering you. So that way you can be a better person in society. Because it's right now it seems like you're not. You want to step into roles that you don't have qualifications for, unfortunately.
Exactly. It's okay to be like nervous to talk to, people your own age that you're interested in, but that doesn't mean you have to then date so much older that it's a problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I hope Phil works on himself and finds someone his own age.
Yes.
Also, I'm just shocked that they played maybe it's just all the D&D content that like I consume particularly is all pretty LGBT QIA.
There are factions of D&D.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
are
I
not
guess that
great.
makes sense with any fan base
Yeah.
of anything, you know. But it's just like everything that I watch or consume is just like so open.
You put different people in a fantasy world, they're gonna do some either
Weird shit. That's
weird
true.
shit that's
true.
not great sometimes. I've seen
MILF
it.
hunters hater, bro. All
That's
right.
our one shot. We're the MILF hunter hunters, where we
hunt the
we hunt the fucking creeps that are trying to.
To catch a MILF hunter?
Yeah,
Is that our
to catch a
fucking new
MILF
show
hunter.
premise?
That's our one shot.
All right. Told you this is gonna be a Sean sandwich or a Sean Rule sandwich. So moving on to the next story, cross-posted by again one of the goats, riding giraffe. The title is 22 male. Found out my girlfriend, 38 female, is 16 years older than me.
Ooh. Wait, you found out that? What the fuck? What's her skincare routine? I want to know that.
And there's some people on TikTok where they're like, I'm 40. I'm like, shut your fucking mouth. What are you doing, bro?
I wish I could get carded ever again.
Yeah, you look 25.
I've also seen the opposite. I'm 22.
Yeah.
It looks like he's
I've
seen
seen
the
the one
World
where
War.
it's like, I'm 30. Yes, I know. I don't look 30. And all the comments are like,
What
you
the
look
fuck?
30.
You look 40.
You definitely look your age. If
Yeah,
not,
bro. They hella clowned, what's the name? Jordan the Stallion about that shit for a little bit.
Oh, did
He's
they?
like, yeah, they're like, oh man. He's like, oh yeah, I'm in my 20s. And people were like, wait,
Yeah,
for real? I
everyone's
thought you were like,
like,
in your 40s. And we were like, that Method Man looks fucking younger than you.
bro.
Oh shit. All right. Story goes as this. I met this girl at a party and I told her I was 25. And I put, I'm actually 22. And she told me she was 28.
Why y'all lying about your ages? Fucking
No, y'all both are
They're
crazy.
both liars, yeah. We have been going out and spending a lot of time together over the past 6 weeks. Our relationship has moved pretty fast and we really like each other. The other night, I came clean to her and told her I am not 25, but actually 22. She looked shocked, but then said she didn't care, and we carried on normally.
Nope, that's when you.
Nope. I was ready to give her the benefit of the doubt because you were saying you were 25. And I'm like, okay, technically doesn't break the Sean rule in this scenario where she thinks you're 25. But she found out and she goes, that's fine.
Perfect, in fact.
Didn't tell you? That's
Even
fucking
better.
crazy.
But then, the next morning, she tells me she's actually 38.
At least it was the next morning. This could have been like, and then months later, I found out
I still think it's crazy she didn't say right away.
immediately.
Yeah.
Mhm. She said she understands if I don't want to be with her, but I told her that her age doesn't matter to me. I still like her for who she is. I was really shocked because she looked great at her age, easily 10 years younger than she is. Is this an appropriate age difference? She's a great girlfriend, but it feels a little different now knowing she was 16 when I was born and could be my mother. I keep reminding myself we had been together almost every day for the past month, and she is the same person. We both lied about our age because we were worried the other person wouldn't want to talk to them.
I would just keep thinking that she could be your mother. And
Yeah.
then just go with that.
And then, but maybe he's a MILF hunter.
I'm telling you, we gotta do MILF Hunter Hunters.
I don't know how this relationship can continue on. You've both started it off on a lie, and she's so much older than you that I'm like, I don't know
It's
what.
illegal.
why
It's
you would-
illegal.
It's illegal. It's Sean rule illegal, and I think people need to start respecting that.
Yeah, you both lied for a reason, and then you guys found out it was even worse than
Than
what
you thought.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then you just got to be like, man, do I want to fucking date a 22-year-old? I'm talking to the 38-year-old has to
Yeah.
be like, do I really want to date a 22-year-old? Like that is the person that should be like, we got to break it off.
I'm the
Right.
adult in this situation.
Yeah, be the goddamn, that
Yeah.
could be your child. You know what I mean? Just, it is harder for the 22-year-old because you're fresh out of college. You're probably just like, age is just a number.
You're not
dude.
thinking much past
You're not,
next weekend.
That's why we say you're illegal. You're not in the right state of mind yet. Not that people get mad at us because we're like, oh, don't what's the word?
Infantilize.
We're not doing that. We're just
You're
saying,
just in
when you're
wildly different
22, are you the
places.
smartest you've ever been?
No.
So it's just, OP, you are confused. You should, the red flags should hopefully wake you up. But it's really the 38-year-old that needs to be like, I didn't want to tell you till this morning because it's weird. And then I should really think about why I thought it was weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a consensus that people had on Reddit anyways. It's just like, you guys are kind of perfect for each other because you guys are both liars, essentially. Which is
if you
still
were 10
weird.
years older, sure.
But I found this comment which kind of questioned like the woman in this situation. So Loca Capone put, "This is an odd age difference. I don't see what a 38-year-old woman would want with a 22-year-old man."
Right.
It's also kind of weird to me that she went to a party with 22-year-olds.
Yes.
To which sorry little sis commented under, it was like, sex. The answer is sex.
Well, the answer, whatever it is not good.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going out to a college age party as
I
you
wonder
are
if why
16
he
years
thought
older than them.
he needed to lie about his age. Maybe it was a party of 25 and up.
Well, he probably saw her and said, "Oh, she's 28. I'm going to lie about my age so that she thinks we're closer in age and doesn't like think of me as a child." Not correct to do, but
No.
that's probably his thought process. And then
I'm just hoping it's not a weird 22-year-old party. It's
like,
I'm hoping
I'm still
it's
in
a party
college. I'm
with
still in my prime.
yeah, with
No.
all maybe
wrong.
a coworker.
You're wrong.
He would, yeah,
Ain't no
feels
saving
like-
this, brother.
It feels like a college party that she went to.
because there are parties for 25-year-olds.
No saving it. Hey, Sean Rule's gotta be hard and fast, brother.
Oh no, I think it's bad.
You're just
I'm
hoping
just saying
it's not as
maybe-
bad.
I'm just saying the party thing. Maybe it was
Right.
an older party. That's why he felt the need. She felt the need to
Lie. Yeah, I don't know.
Because if it's a party full of 22-year-olds, you're not going to be like, yeah, I'm the weird 25-year-old hanging out here. You'd be
True.
like, yeah, I'm 22 like the rest of this party.
Yeah.
Why are you here, you old ass?
You 28-year-old?
Yeah, you 28-year-old, you creep.
Oh, wait, you're 38. Holy shit.
Yeah. Maybe the sex is good, but it's illegal. Also, probably it can't be that great. I'm sure a 38-year-old could lay it down just as well. You need
Probably.
to go to parties with your own age, I think.
I just got to drop one. What's the skincare routine? Like Josh asked. Two, how the fuck you stay up past 9 p.m. and go to a party? That shit's wild.
A 22-year-old party, yeah.
At a 22-year-old party, you know that motherfuckers don't start till like midnight.
I'm in bed
Shit.
2 hours before that.
I'm like choking in my sleep already by that time. God damn. All right. Moving on to the next story. And this one
Man,
gave me
what
the
are
creeps.
you doing? Even if it's a 25 and up party, what are you doing there? You know what I mean? Like, even when it's legal, it's like, you're 38.
Yeah, there's other places.
So there's no more Sean Rule for the rest of the stories here. But this one kind of creeped me out a little bit. So we're going to end on a creepy note, and then we're going to move on to the amazing Underbakke section. So this one is posted again by one of our goats. Hop into it. That's actually Josh's goat.
I go.
The title for this story is My 30 Female Student, 18 Male, Made a Super Creepy Comment. My husband, 35 Male, thinks I'm being paranoid.
The student made a creepy comment?
The student made a creepy comment.
I think it's good to be more cautious as opposed to the last two people we've read. They were like, oh, let me date that person.
I always think it's weird when the partner is like,
Downplaying
you're
it.
tripping.
Tripping, yeah.
You're fucking tripping. Okay, well, I'm sorry for talking to you about my
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Shit,
how
I
I'm
won't tell you
feeling.
how I ever feel. Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
nah, you're just bugging, bro. Like, don't ignore it. That
Crazy.
shit's stupid. All right, story goes as this. I'm a high school English teacher and have been for a few years. In that time, as a woman, I've been used to teenage boys behaving awkwardly around me sometimes. And, ooh, that's a big word. Is pheromones? Is that a word?
Yep.
Pheromones? And pheromones are part of the deal. There have been occasional comments, but generally in the vein of Miss so and so has a crush on you, or Miss, would you be at so and so's Valentine? It's all in good humor, in front of the whole class or a large group, and it is well meaning. My school throws a January ball for seniors, and they put 16 to 18-year-olds, which is basically an opportunity to celebrate the start of another calendar year. As it's after hours, not every teacher has to attend, and this year I was asked to be a chaperone. There is no alcohol permitted, but obviously some of them sneak in, flask, and so on. During this month's ball, 2 students were huddled at a table in the corner of the hall, not dancing, just keeping to themselves. I know them well as problematic students who have difficulties socially, but also perform poorly academically, so they don't fit in with the popular crowd or the nerdy lot. We have some of these every year: poor hygiene, greasy hair, long fingernails, that sort of thing. Immediately, I could tell they had been drinking from the way they spoke and smelled, and asked them to hand over any alcohol they had. One of the boys, call him Stuart, started protesting. He said the following, and I'm 100% sure this is what he actually said. Quote, "Come on, miss, don't pretend you won't open that bottle of Bailey's when you get home, feet up in your dressing gown, watching the new TV. Give us a break."
What the
Now-
fuck?
Watching the what?
Watching the new TV. Give us a break.
The new TV?
New TV.
What does that mean?
You'll find out soon enough, brother.
Okay.
Also, you're fucking drunk off Bailey's? You fucking.
Damn, start heavy, bro. Go on Henny or some shit.
No,
Golly.
they're high school kids. Don't do that.
You know what I did in high school.
Yeah, we know what you did in middle school, John.
You damn right. Oh, now my body's paying for it. Okay, now as soon as he said this, I felt my heart drop into my stomach and got cold all over. And this is why you asking that question, Sean, you'll get more info on this.
Okay.
Number 1, I just bought a bottle of Bailey's Irish cream for myself the weekend before the dance.
Oh, okay.
Number
I see
2,
where it's going.
I am in the habit on nights where I don't have much marking/planning and want to treat myself, or having a bath and watching a movie/series in my dressing gown. And they clarified in the comments later that's kind of like a robe thing. Number 3, my husband bought a new television over Christmas.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's where I
I'm
feared
reporting
this was
this.
going.
I'm reporting this.
How could your partner be like, you're overreacting?
That part.
Yeah.
What?
You nailed 3 for 3 of what the things I've done the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Red flags.
I asked him how he knew those things, and he feigned ignorance, basically saying it was a lucky guess. Now, I was so shaken that I left them, and a short while later, they both left. But that night, I could barely sleep, and my paranoia kept growing. I simply cannot believe that he could have guessed all 3 of those things. 1, maybe, but no way all 3. My husband is away for work currently, and I phoned and told him about it, and he basically downplayed my concerns, saying I probably mentioned those things to my class at various points.
When
the
would you
student-
ever mention,
that
oh,
you're
I love
drinking.
drinking Bailey's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Or getting a new
dressing
TV.
gown.
Yeah. What the fuck? Those are like intimate details, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I can understand maybe the new TV be like, oh, my husband got us a new TV. But
Yeah.
the
other
robe
two?
and the Bailey's?
Yeah.
How why would I ever talk to my students about that shit?
Never.
Yep. Saying I probably mentioned those things to my class at various points, and the student has just remembered it. But I would never mention those things. I just wouldn't, and I'm sure I haven't. I've become more skittish at home when I hear noises. I only live in a small house, but when I arrive home from buying groceries, I check every single room and cupboard before I lock the doors. I've also arranged to have the locks changed. When cars stop outside the house, I turn all the lights off and peek at them through the blinds. I'm having trouble sleeping. In class, the student is quiet and the same as ever, not completing homework assignments, distracted in class. My husband is growing increasingly exasperated and worried more for my mental health than the possibility the student could somehow know details of my personal life. And you should have backed your fucking partner from the jump, buddy. That's
Yeah.
on you.
If you were exasperated at the mental health, why gaslight?
Yeah, and how do you think
invalidate her
she's feeling,
feelings.
bro? She's like so scared.
Why don't you
to
just be
fucking-
like, all right, let's get security cameras? I mean, because we can't really do anything until we have like solid
Concrete evidence,
or
yeah.
whatever, you know. So let's fucking beef up our security or do something. Don't just be like, you're tripping, chill out. Like,
It's insane to say you're worried for her mental health and then downplay her concerns that are seemingly valid and being like, no, you're overreacting. Like, what the fuck? You're clearly not worried about her mental health then.
And he's the one fucking exasperated for it, fucking feeling some type of way that she's feeling.
Yeah.
Her mental health is not like, bro, what are you doing? I mentioned it to my supervisor as well, and she also basically reasoned that I had either misheard what he said, it was a coincidence, or a combination of the two. What's the play here? I'm seriously freaked out and don't know how to even begin putting this to rest.
Okay. I don't know how much detail I want to get into. I know someone that's had experiences with stalking and experienced people downplaying that to them to the point where they took a long time to actually report it and it became dangerous. I would recommend you report it, make sure it's in writing. I would get new cameras. Locks are a great idea. And I think you're right to be cautious. It's concerning that your husband's not taking it seriously.
Supervisor too.
The supervisor as well. Yes, 100%. Because that shit's serious. And yeah, he may just be a high schooler, but you don't know what he could be capable of or what he's been doing. And the fact that he has that information on you is concerning to me. So, yeah, I would make sure it's in writing and potentially report it to the police. I know they won't do anything, but if you just have it
flagged,
yeah, then at least if something, God forbid, something happens, then you have it in like reported and hopefully the process from there on goes smoother and people take you serious. From experience, that doesn't happen always as well. And it takes usually a couple times, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my advice from experience anyway.
I don't know exactly. One, maybe you mentioned the TV. The Baileys, he might have just said that because there was Baileys in the thing. But the gown thing is weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could just be a guess, but what are the chances of all of that? So, and then even in the off chance that everyone is right and there is no stalker, you just made a wild guess that ended up being accurate. What the fuck is that from your administration and from your husband to just be like, not take it at all, like not beef up security, not even try to like soothe your mind and be, maybe they think by telling you to chill out, that soothes your mind. I feel like everyone should know by now, telling somebody to chill out never soothes their mind.
Dumb as fuck.
Anything.
It's the fucking opposite.
It also does not fix the issue. It's just like, no, shove that shit down and don't talk about it. It's like, no, she clearly is worried about it. Talk about it, discuss it, have a plan if something happens. You know what I mean? Like, fucking do anything, literally anything.
Yeah. And it sounds like, I don't know. It's just, I couldn't be with a partner that just, if you care this little about it, it just feels like if you care this little about how I feel about it, you must care that little about me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't be this worried and be alone in that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And then still feel like, yeah, my partner is on my side. I'd be like, it's me against everybody at this point. And my paranoia would only grow. So it's just like what Josh said. It's wild to be like, I'm really worried about her mental health. And then just doing everything you can to fucking tank her mental health. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I completely agree with what your boy said. And it's like, it's one thing. When your partner is having a conversation with you about like other things, like, of course, it's very important to like listen to them and make sure like you acknowledge like the way they feel. But when it comes to safety, why would you brush that off? When it's a concern of safety and you brush it off, that's fucked up. Like what Sean said, if that happened to me, I'd feel some type of way. I'm like, do you really care about me as a person? Like, first of all, you're away for trips and I'm all alone here. I just had like someone basically tell me that they see what the fuck I was doing when I was alone, and you were just telling me to brush it off. Like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, the supervisor, I'd go out of the way. I mean, this sucks that the OP is the one that has to do extra work to make sure, like, that she's secure. I'd go over your supervisor's head and be like, hey, who's your fucking direct boss? Like, let me have that conversation with them, saying like, hey, I tried talking to my, chain of command, and my chain of command unfortunately did not back me in this. I need help, and this is making me feel some type of way. it's scary enough to begin with to be a teacher. You know, I mean, there's so much personalities that they have to deal with, and it sucks because one, they're severely underfunded.
Yeah.
They have to worry about not only the students but also the parents. And if I was the administration in this situation, I'd also try to do an investigation to one, appease the mind of my employee and a teacher who's fucking doing so much to begin with. And two, there's an obvious kid in this scenario that is not, it seems like they're not doing well.
Mhm.
You know, they're basically flunking. The hygiene seems bad. Like there's got to be some deep rooted issue that this kid has. Like, what is their home situation? Like, what's going on? Like, make sure, like, it sounds like this kid doesn't have a support system, and like, if they can at least have a conversation with them and say like, hey, what's going on? Like, is there anything that we can help you out with? That could probably be like the force that drives the kid to be like, you know what? There is something wrong with me. Like, let's fix this. Let's fix this right here and now. Otherwise, this kid's going to grow up to be someone that could possibly harm somebody if they have the means to do this now as a teenager. you know?
Yeah.
So that part, that kind of made me mad a little bit about both the partner and the administration, but there is an update. So we'll get into that for this one as well. Update. I wasn't expecting this post to receive so much attention. I'm really grateful to so many people who have validated my concerns and helped me develop a plan of action. At least Reddit's on your side, baby girl.
Yeah.
I got home a little while ago and I'm going out shortly with a friend to try to rule out Bluetooth and Wi-Fi devices with my neighbors. After that, the two of us will try and conduct a meticulous search of the house for any concealed devices using the lights out phone camera trick some people recommended and some other tips I found online. I have no idea what that is, but I mean, if it works, hopefully it does.
Yeah. There's way to
read
like,
on that. I mean,
detect, devices and stuff in your house.
Just to clarify a couple of points that I've seen raised a few times. Dressing gown is a really common term here in England for what Americans might call a robe. It's absolutely a common parlance. Here, most people I know would associate a robe with something a wizard might wear. In terms of it being a lucky guess, if he had just said relax with a glass of wine, I might have assumed so. But the dressing gown comment, plus the Bailey's comment, when I had just bought a bottle, and the explicit mention of a new television, which I am 100% certain I did not misinterpret. Oh, I can't say
Misinterpret.
that word. Sure, let's do that.
Damn it.
God damn it. These things
Misinterpret?
make it so much harder
Shut
to write
up,
off.
Sean.
Shut the fuck up.
Don't say words correctly.
You know me.
it's
I don't know
very
how to
few
read.
times around this.
I don't know how to read,
I
guys.
know.
As far as social media goes, I have Instagram, which is set to private under my maiden name, and my profile picture is not of me. I am not in the habit of connecting with former students, and I only have 3 who have all gone on to study English at university and have used me as references. I also have a Snapchat, which I only use with my husband and very close friends. And I have posted nothing about my new television, and I also don't think I've mentioned this to colleagues, let alone to students. Certainly, I said nothing about the Baileys I just bought. So everything she's saying is completely valid, bro. Like if her gut is telling her that, hey, I feel like I'm being watched.
Mhm.
Believe your fucking partner, my guy.
Yes. It's pretty
Yeah.
easy.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
But
know.
there's no further updates on that. So hopefully things are okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that her friends and neighbors are taking her seriously, and hopefully hopefully it is nothing. That's what you hope for.
Yeah.
But it is also like better to be safe because pieces of shit like your husband and your administrator don't take you seriously until something happens, and then it's too late. So,
Sure.
glad you're taking precaution.
Absolutely. Any closing thoughts, Sean?
No. Yeah, I mean, y'all said it all.
What's the word that I can't say again?
Misinterpret.
Misinterpret.
I
All
said
right,
it perfectly.
All right, moving on
Y'all
to
could say it. 3, 2, 1.
misinterpret.
Yeah.
Hey.
This is like an episode of fucking Blue's Clues, bro. You should say. All right, next segment is coming from the amazing Underbakke, where we will be asking, is this poster okay?
Whoa.
Yes.
Optimistic.
Post number 1 from r/unpopular opinion, originally posted by Early Slice 6325. The title is Seafood is disgusting. I generally don't understand seafood. Prawns?
I have a coworker friend like this.
They don't like seafood?
Part of
I
me.
don't like seafood at all. They can't do it.
Partially me.
Oh yeah, that's right. You can't either.
What don't you like, Josh?
You
You don't do raw fish, right?
No, I can do like sushi and stuff like that. I do raw fish.
Oh, but you don't like lobster, right? There was something that I brought up one time, and I was like,
Never had
"Oh yeah, this is in
lobster.
Ottawa."
But I don't like what was it, squid, octopus,
Oh, that's same with Nancy. She doesn't like it either.
and then like fuck, there was something else. I forget what it's called, but I had it once and I almost threw up.
crab? You like
No,
crab?
Oh, it's like a whitefish, right? Oh, wait, hold on.
I forget what it was. Anyway,
Oh, I know what it was. It's like a white scallops.
yeah.
I remember.
Oh, scallops.
Yes, because we had it for a Valentine's Day dinner once, and it's just the texture for me. It's very like I don't like the squishiness.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Is that the description I would use? Yeah, probably.
I would say that, yeah.
Yeah.
Gelatinous.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right in my mouth. And
The mouth feel. It's all about
yeah.
the mouth feel.
with sushi,
yeah.
it's like wrapped in stuff, and there's different textures that I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? And it tastes good. So
I just grab a block of toro and that.
Yeah, I like a sashimi,
Ooh.
a nigiri, just to
I
Just a
told
fish.
Juliet the moment we land in Japan, I am gonna get mercury poisoning. Like I need it. I need the fish there.
okay. Well, Mercury's in retrograde, so that might be good for you.
Oh, well, you know,
whoa.
now let's drink Gatorade afterwards. Anyways, it goes as this. They're basically the cockroaches of the sea. Lobsters, giant underwater bugs people boil alive and dip in butter to make them edible. And don't get me started on the fishy smell. It's like eating something that's been rotting for days. Most of what people eat are bottom feeders, scavenging the ocean floor for whatever scraps they can find. And oysters, slurping down slimy, salty blobs like it's some delicacy is beyond me. I also can't do oysters unless they're charbroiled.
I can, but I'm with you. I prefer char mostly because they come with the little breadcrumbs. I love the
Oh, yeah,
breadcrumbs.
that, bro.
A mix
When-
of textures.
When it's like garlic butter, like
Yeah, I'm like,
charbroiled
okay.
oysters, boy,
Okay, I've never
that's
had
good.
that, but
We need to do
and that's
an-
a new thing, only in like the past year or two.
okay.
Because when I was younger, I tried like fried oysters, and I was like, "This is not it."
Yeah, I don't
And
like
if,
fried
if I
oysters.
don't like it fried, I must not like it any other way. And then I tried charboiled, and I was like, "This is pretty tasty."
okay.
You should have good ones in Houston, Sean, because being New
No,
Orleans,
I mean,
is around the
there
corner.
are, and
Yeah.
and I tried the fried ones in New Orleans, which also has good oysters. It's just me at that time. I was like,
All right, we're going
Yeah.
to New Orleans. God damn it. We're fucking, oh my God, I want some charbroiled oysters right
some
now.
beignets.
Ooh. The texture alone makes my stomach turn. People always try to convince me that you just haven't had good seafood or you need to try it fresh. No thanks. I'll stick to food that doesn't taste like the ocean's leftovers. At this point, I've started pretending I'm allergic just so people will stop trying to pressure me into eating it. It's the only way to shut them up. And to put edit, fish and chips, tuna, and salmon are the only edible stuff, but never my first choice. Edit 2. My father forced me to eat prawns when I was 5 or 6. And I was throwing up and he was forcing it down my throat, so it's possibly mixed with some trauma. And edit number 3, I'm not in the US, so the comments about only eating fries and chicken nuggets don't apply.
Well, I mean,
I think edit 2 kind of reveals why you
yeah.
ate it.
It
Yeah.
sounds like you have trauma to it.
Mhm.
Also, what do you say? Like fish and chips?
Tuna and salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Fish and chips, tuna and salmon.
yeah. So I mean, that's mostly what I stick to outside of sushi, and I think that's fine. You're allowed to dislike what you don't.
Yeah,
What you don't like. I think it's absolutely okay.
I agree. It's the food ones are always on. We're always on the
Preference.
side of the poster, even if we disagree personally.
Yeah, because I can't
just
go
'cause-
on. I can't go on about disliking the things I dislike and be like,
Yeah.
no, you're actually fucked up for disliking that.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't like ketchup. I don't like mustard. I don't fuck with any of that. And then I could definitely, people could call me crazy for that. So
There's a lot of food that I don't fuck with, but also a lot of food that I like. And it's weird that, like some pork. I fucking hate pork, but I
Yeah.
love a fucking pork rind.
I was gonna ask,
Mm.
you ate ribs when we were there, right? And that was
See, that's
Or
the
did you
thing.
not?
This. I ate ribs. I do
Okay.
like ribs, but the thing is, it's the mental aspect for me. Like a big blob of pork, and it doesn't look structured in a certain way. I would throw up. Like
okay. I got
I'm gonna get my Filipino card revoked here.
like a
but
lechon.
But like lechon, I can't because I see the fucking image of a pig. And then when like we're eating like sinigang and it's like a big blob of like pork there and it's just like not appealing to me, my mind is telling me like this is not good.
Okay, that's fair.
So
enough.
it has to be presented
That's fair.
a certain way for me to enjoy it.
See, this is the same thing. I can't hear that and be like, that's crazy because I understand it from the seafood point of view. I'm like, I'm out here talking about mouthfeel, and you guys are probably like, that's I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
I
but-
completely agree
No,
with the
I
mouthfeel,
gotcha.
brother. Like that's me and mushroom.
Okay, yeah, it's actually that.
And
I'm the very
tomatoes, yeah.
exact same way.
I fucking love a mushroom.
I see. I can't do it.
The thing is, like, all I ate was chicken nuggets and cereal. So truly, people eat whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. All right, and last one for the day for Amazing Underbakke section. This one is posted by Big Lower Score Trash 1793. Again, unpopular opinion. Most jobs aren't real. They are just moving work from person to person. I get it. We all need to make a living.
Fuck, I feel that sometimes.
Mhm. But let's face it, having 5+ levels of middle management that only purpose is to approve someone else to do something is beyond dumb. Most jobs aren't actually creating or doing anything. We just need to justify employing billions of people. Edit, I didn't think it would get this much attention. Yes, I should have said many and not most. Thanks for the clarification. Also, middle management was simply an example, not saying most jobs are in middle managerial positions. Life's a game and the financial goal is to make the most money for least amount of effort. So while I applaud the ones with bullshit jobs making 6 figures, I still think it's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, good for you if you're in that position and you're doing that.
Mhm.
I do think it's a product of monopolies taking over all the companies, and then you have like 6 companies under one, and it's just like stacks of managers on top of each other. Whereas if they were all separate companies, it would make a bit more sense, and there'd be less
Mhm.
levels of management. And I think that's why we've gotten to this point where it's like 3 companies own fucking everything. And then it's like 8 companies under that. And there are like 12 managers in each company. And it's a fucking chaotic tree of a mess and nothing gets done. And everything starts to slowly get shittier. So,
Yep.
yay, capitalism.
It's the best.
No, I think of it as kind of like stockpiling talent. You know, it's just to make sure that your competition doesn't get the same
Yeah.
like talent. I mean, I see it all the time. Like when I was in recruiting, shit, I see it in fucking professional wrestling when like 2 companies are like hoarding everyone else and they don't even use them, and they're just like, you know, well, fuck, they could have been going out and doing something else in the world, but instead you're just tying them down to a fucking contract, and they're, you know, they can't do what they love. So it's stupid. It's all about fucking people making money at the end of the day, and it's companies are pieces of shit.
I agree.
Mm. That is it for this week's episode. Boys, anything you want to bring up? Josh, I know you said you might have some PayPal donations you want to read out.
Yeah, I got some PayPals. I forget where I left off last time, so I'm just going to read the ones that I'm not unsure of if I
Do
read these.
it.
All right, so shout out to Bronte who sent $8 and said, "Love you guys." And then next one is from Jasmine who sends $31.20. No message, but we appreciate that, Jasmine. Next one is Caitlin who sends $20.91. Thank you very much as well.
Thank you.
And last one is from Kayla who sends $4.43. Says, "Love your show. Hoping you will reach 100,000 this year.
Shit, I will.
Maybe one day you could do a live show in Toronto.
Ooh.
Would love to go back to Toronto,
That would be the dream."
especially if I can have a meal at John's Hotel again.
True.
Come through, baby boy. Shit, that was a good meal.
That was a good ass meal.
But yeah, most of those
Still think about that fried chicken every once in a while. That was a good fried chicken.
most of those donos were for the LA fire, which we are fundraising for, as well as Trevor Project, Planned Parenthood, a family in Gaza. So if you wanted to, feel free to go submit your own donation and message on our PayPal.
And remember, Wikimaniacs, every single donation, 100% of the proceeds go to those charities.
Yes.
So we thank you. We thank you for doing that. Sean, anything you want to bring up, brother?
No, just good luck to my boys in red. We believe in you.
Should we have some sort of wager?
What do you mean?
Like if they do win.
No,
We'll just
'cause
cry.
then
What do you mean?
I'll just not be on the show.
But one of us should buy like a jersey for the other
Oh,
side.
that's
I
sacrilegious for
cannot.
me. I cannot, brother.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
cannot support.
That's rivals. I refuse to wear anything that is not Chargers, Phoenix Suns, or San Diego Padres.
Maybe if I
Sounds
I've
you're
always
chicken.
like whenever
I am a bitch. I'm loyal to my fucking teams, baby. I stand on business about that shit, Josh.
Whenever I win fantasy, I'm always like tempted to buy like the jersey of the player that got it for me. And then every time I'm like on the shop looking at it, I'm like, realistically, when the fuck am I ever going to wear this? You know what I
Hell
mean? Like,
no.
I would just never. I would pay $150 or whatever the ridiculous price for these shitty Fanatics jerseys are and just never wear it, really.
Okay, wait. I've got an idea then. Let's do a hat. If KC wins, I'll buy a Houston hat. And if Philadelphia wins, you buy a Toronto Maple Leafs hat.
Yeah, I'll wear a Maple
I
Leafs
wear
hat.
that because I don't fuck with hockey. So
I don't have a
that's-
hockey team.
I mean, I feel it's
Yeah.
also because I'm like, I don't really care about the NFL.
Okay, all right,
I'll support
all right.
whoever.
yeah. I don't have an NHL team, so I think we'll go to that.
Yeah, I'll rock the Leafs.
All
And
right.
if worst case comes to worst, just give it to Ryan.
True. We have to wear it for at least one episode. How about that?
That's
I'm
fine.
down with
I'll wear a Leafs hat, right? Well, I guess for the aspect of the wager.
Yeah.
Fuck the Leaves. I hate this idea.
Yeah, I hate Houston. I don't know.
Wow.
You know who goes to those lengths to fucking troll
Don't
me
say
all the
that.
time? Fucking my wife, bro. One time we went, me and Patrick went to a Cowboys game, and she was like, "Hey, I gotta go back. I gotta change real quick." I was like, "Ah, you're good." Like,
Oh, that's
I mean, we
right.
don't
I
have-
remember this.
bro, she fucking rocked the Cowboys jersey. And I'm like, you know how much I fucking hate the Cowboys, right?
That's
and then
funny.
one time we were in Vegas, and we went to Lids, and she pulled up with like Raiders like jersey. I was like, I'm fucking divorcing your ass right now if you don't take that shit off on the spot. I walked out that store. I'm like, I'm leaving. Ah, man, the lengths she'll go to fucking mess with me, bro.
to bug you.
To
bully
pisses
you.
me off, bro.
I love it.
All right. That is it for this week, Wikimaniacs. Again, quick reminder, we're on Spotify, so make sure to comment on the videos, watch them, watch all the ads too, please. We like the revenue. And if you like to support us some more, Josh read some PayPal donations that are going through charities. We're also doing if you want to add more to that charity, we are doing a merch this month, redonwikishop.com. It is the beauty of a gaycation merch. Again, surrender your cash to us, but it will go to a good cause because 50% of those profits, it will go directly to Trevor Project. So, yeah. So if you want to support your boys, do that. And if you want to see us ad-free and bonus stories, episodes, and all that, go to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network or become a YouTube member. But other than that, Wikimaniacs, we'll see you next
Friday.
Friday. Bye.
Go
Almost
Chiefs.
forgot.
Get therapy.